Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Tough act to follow all those trailers. You probably just all want to go and use Stan and watch that. But I've got a lot in store for you, so hang in there. I'm really looking forward to talking to you a bit more about Unlocked. I was on the Women in Tech panel yesterday, and a little bit about me. I am a very passionate person within the startup community and have had a couple of different businesses myself, first one being in marketing and communications, and moved into technology actually through co-founding a not-for-profit called Smiling Mind, which is now one of the country's most used applications and websites for mindfulness meditation, and is in thousands of schools nationwide. So that really, I guess, opened my eyes into, what technology could do and how we could build communities. And it also made me realise how passionate I was about being first. And so when Unlocked came along, it made absolute sense to me to invest in it and advise it, and now help run it, because it's one of the most exciting businesses in the country right now. Quick snapshot, Matt Berryman is our CEO and co-founder. I've worked with Matt for a long time, and we've co-invested and advised in multiple businesses. Our chairman's Richard Kimber, and our board includes Sol Trillo and David Baxby, as well as Matt Rockman, who many of you might know through Seek. We are now 1 year since our commercial launch, and we are in 4, soon to be many more, markets globally. We're a global from day one business, and we are extremely passionate about our vision, which I'll talk to you a bit more about. But we are in the thick of our Series B round at the moment, and we will be announcing soon, because we're literally weeks away from closing that. And we have some really exciting international as well as local new investors and support from the investor set that we already have, which includes some really high profile people in media, such as Lachlan Murdoch, and in tech, such as the guys who co-founded and were involved in Hitwise, as well as the Catch Group. So our vision is to forever change the way people use and pay with their mobile devices. And how are we going to achieve that? Well, a little bit about, and I touched on this yesterday for any of you who were here, but our ad spend globally is now reaching $500 billion. And as many of you would know, most of that is starting to be spent in mobile advertising, and the growth rate is rapid. What we're seeing as well is not only the growth in ad spend, but the way people want to spend it and what's most effective. And obviously, we want to see the consumers first. So as I said, not only am I excited about bringing this really unique product first to market, but we are capturing eyeballs first before anyone else. And I'll show you how in a minute. But what this graph demonstrates is a huge growth in advertising to a point, and then newspaper and more traditional advertising taking a big dive. And as many of you know, and I saw a few put up your hands, you're in media and advertising, who's taking the lion's share of that global ad spend? Well, you can see it's Facebook and Google. And how do we think that that's happening, and how are we going to disrupt that? Well, I'm sure many of you remember the newspaper coming to the door, and that was the way you received news, or at the cafe. But now pretty much, and sad but true, we roll across, we pick up our mobile phone, and it's one of the first things we do every morning, and it's actually how we consume our content and how we consume our news. Therefore, that is why the mobile ad dollar is becoming so valuable, and companies like Facebook and Google are taking the lion's share. But how is that affecting some of the other segments and some of the other businesses across our world? Well, what this actually means for telcos, which is one of the largest groups that we as a business work with, is that it's starting to, the over-the-top providers and the people that are catching those eyeballs and customers first are actually extracting and taking revenue from them as well. So the traditional way we consume content and we communicate with our friends and our network is completely changed. And so the old ways that telcos make their money are pretty much being obliterated, which means their ARPUs are dropping dramatically, and basically the sector is becoming completely commoditised. How do we come and help solve this problem? So, as I mentioned, the telco market has declining ARPUs. What we can do is we can deliver first to consumer ad revenue and eyeballs through partners such as telcos. And we can actually increase ARPU for them and provide new revenue streams and new ways of interacting with consumers, but not only interacting with consumers and building revenue, but actually making their customers stickier and staying with them. So giving them a value add proposition as well as a revenue stream. Because we create a value exchange from the moments that people spend on their digital devices. So we are actually monetising that, and we are changing the way that people use and pay for things with their digital devices. So let me explain how we've created a win-win-win and a solution for all of these stakeholders. So advertisers and content, basically we sit on top of Facebook and Google. We've created a patented technology which means we can own a full screen advertisement that is delivered to the consumer upon the unlock of their phone, and it's 100% viewable and is the first thing that they see. So we sit above Facebook and Google. The consumer sees mobile advertising all the time. Do they benefit from that? Generally not. Do they get paid and rewarded for viewing that content? No. But we're changing that too. And the telco needs a solution to increase revenue and also increase retention and interaction and engagement with customers. So this is how Unlocked works. We partner with mobile carriers around the globe, and we create a technology that we can SDK, so integrate directly into an already existing app, or create a brand new white label application that is an opt-in for an entire consumer base. That consumer base opts in to the service, and immediately as they do that, the technology is integrated into their phone and means that every couple of times they unlock their phone, they receive and view an advertisement. They view that, and often it will have a special offer or a deal that they can also interact with and click through. And by doing that, they receive a discount off their phone bill every single month. So this is our model and how it works. We work with advertisers, both direct and through programmatic, and we push the advertising through various ad exchanges. We manage that, so we manage all of the inventory internally through our direct sales teams and ad operations teams. And we pass a revenue share onto the telco, who then is able to pass that onto their user base and reward their customers. So let me tell you a bit about how this actually has worked for customers we've got. So we launched in the US with Boost Mobile, which is a subsidiary of Sprint. And we were able to offer their customers $5 back in their pocket every single month. Now, the average phone bill for these customers sit between $15 and $20. So this is a substantial saving. In particular, some of these customers also have family plans and bundle this together. So they're often getting about $10 or $15 a month in total. These are retention rates that this telco has never seen before. It sits at around 74%. And click-through rates, for those of you who are in advertising, this is up to 3 or 4 times higher than general click-through rates for normal advertising on mobile. So we've had over 500,000 activations already in just under 12 months. Tesco Mobile in the US launched in July last year, and they were able to offer £3 off their monthly phone bill. They've had an even higher retention rate at 92% and over 150,000 activations. Our business model can be applicable to any vertical and any area that basically has a customer base that wants a value exchange and to be rewarded for viewing ads and content and deals. We decided to start with telcos, but as you can see, the market opportunity is huge. And at the moment, we're building it out across many of these segments. In particular, focused on streaming and also loyalty. So similar to a couple of other people who've stood up here, there's a couple of announcements that we've got coming up soon that I can't talk about either, but it will certainly cover this, as well as the results of our capital raise. But most importantly, I stand up here today not just to talk about the business, but the reason why. And the reason why that our team of just over 40 people come to work every day. It's an exciting global business. We have an amazing shareholder and investor set, and we really do have customers and partners that are benefiting from our product. We're first to market, we've patented our technology, and it really is one of the most exciting growing businesses in the country. But what most people actually come to work at Unlock for is that we also give value back to the community. So instead of just creating a win-win for us and our partners, we're also creating a win for consumers. We've already, just since inception, given over $10 million back to customers globally. And we have a big, big vision to make that a huge number over the next couple of years. Thank you.